Hi betting experts, on Saturday October the 21st we're off to Champions Day at Ascot. All 6 races televised live on ITV, belting racing. The only problem for punters, the ground is going to be really testing. It's soft at time recording, but the weather forecast Friday afternoon and most of Saturday really does look pretty bad. It's going to be testing whichever track they decide to run on. We've made our selections with that in mind. We start off with our betting expert Daily Nap, sponsored by Bet365. This goes in the 305, the Queen Elizabeth II Stakes, Group 1 over a mile, 3-year-olds and upwards, and I really do think Tahira has got to a very fair price here, with Dermot Weld obviously being quite negative about the ground, but she's handled soft ground perfectly well in the past. In my opinion, she's won 5 of her 6 career starts. She's a strong traveller with a smart turn of foot and an excellent attitude under pressure, and I think that'll serve her well when this comes down to a scrap at the business end. I think she's relatively fresh at this late stage of the season, and that could be a real edge over her market rivals who've had a proper long season slogging things out, so I think she'll do them for pace, even if it does get pretty deep. Our betting expert value angle selection runs in the 115, sponsored by Bet365. It's a Group 2, the long distance cup over 2 miles. The one who is the value here for me is Coltrane at around 7-1. Now, Andrew Balding has had a fantastic season. He's had 8 winners in the last 14 days. They're still flying, and this one had run a blinders in victory and defeat all season until disappointing at Donny last time, and that's why you're getting 7 or 8-1 about him. I'm always willing to forgive it the run at Doncaster. The ground there is loose for me. It's been overwatered, and a lot of horses just get beat a long way there for no reason. I'm quite willing to forgive him given his overall profile. He's won 7 of his 22 career starts, including 2 wins and 2 runner-up efforts from 4 runs at this track, and that is critical. He goes fine in soft ground, and the yard, as I say, is in fantastic form as the season draws to a close. The remaining 5 races on ITV, we'll do them in time order. The 150, the Champions Sprint over 6 furlongs, a Group 1. We've got a short one here in Kinross, who's gone to a very, very bad price. He won the race last year. He's got Dettori on. He's going to be popular, but these sprints are such fine margins, you can't take short prices in them at all. And I think Millstream under Buick is the value. Now, Jane Chapel-Hyam doesn't have many horses, but she does really well with them, and I thought this one shaped a lot better than the bare result behind Regional at Haydock last time out. Forced the race rather alone on the wing on the far side and just fading out of contention in the final 100 yards. He revelled in deep ground to win his 2 previous starts in France, and obviously the rain has come in time, and Buick a massive plus, 8-1, a very fair price. The 225, the fillies and mares over a Group 1 over 1 mile 4. I think the one who's overpriced here is Above the Curve, who could get a cheap lead and make all the running. Now, he's a globe-trotter. He's held his form well since winning in deep ground at St Cloud in France in May, and I think he'll relish these conditions. Now, people will look and think he's a non-stayer. He's only run over this trip once. It was last time out. He was only 5th at Longchamp, but I thought he overdid things. He wasn't able to lead, and he raced up on a strong pace where all the first, second and third come from miles behind. He's run over 1 mile 3, 1 mile 2 in the past. I'm not worried about the trip at all. I think he'll get a positive ride and keep grinding things out. He's definitely overpriced. I'd imagine he might be nudging 20 on the exchanges. The 345, the Champion Stakes, a Group 1 over a mile 2. I think the value here lies with King of Steel at around 4 or 5-1 with Dettori up. He's run credit in defeat twice at Group 1 level since winning at the Royal Meeting here in June. He's won 2 of his 6 career starts. He's relatively fresh. He handled deep conditions. It was really deep that day at Nottingham last year when he shed his maiden tag for David Loughnane. He's had a 6-week break ahead of this, and I don't think his danger, Horizon Door, will go on the ground. It's all fast ground form, and I think that's a big negative. Finally, the Balmoral Handicap at 425. Well, we've been on Awal a few times this season. He's attracted strong support each time, with Connections clearly feeling he's well ahead of this mark, and I thought he shaped a lot better than the bare result last time out. He's got optimum conditions here, a fast pace, and he'll be weaving through late. If you look back to his run at Donny on heavy ground in the Lincoln right back in April, he ran an absolute blinder there. So these conditions are no issue at all. Any luck in running, he must go close at a double-figure price. Best of luck with all 6 Champions Day races on ITV on Saturday, betting experts.